everybody. Welcome to Montpellier, France. It's the opening day of the EuroBasket, and it's Israel taking on Russia. And Russia in red will win the opening tip and attack the basket to the right of your screen. Well, good starts in tournaments like this are imperative. Both of these teams know that they can give themselves a launch pad to a good tournament. And the miss is back over to Israel. Eliyahu, a player with a lot of experience in that speed. Caspi travels, being defended by Sergei Monya.
That's good defense by Monya there, holding his ground. Caspi losing. You see him shuffle his feet here in a sec. There it is.
He was kind of running in place, wasn't he? Well, Vyachev been a impressive player this past season. And ball goes out of bounds. Foul was called on Israel. And a long one from Vorontsevich is good. So Andre Vorontsevich perhaps calms the nerves here for Russia.
That's a big shot. It's great to get off a good start like that.
And inside, no good from Eliyahu. Now another long three, it's good! Well, those guys, those Russians have come out firing, and already a couple of threes. Now quickly, Israel, and in it goes to Caspi, who finds his way to the rim, but misses the shot. Vorontsevich with the rebound. Oh, Pativ in a great position, but missed the shot.
As you can see, the Israeli defenders are far out of the perimeter. They cannot give Russia those open looks from three.
Now Eliyahu gets it to Meckel, a little runner in the lane, and Israel finally get off the mark.
Good ball movement, great cut by Meckel to come in there. He's going to finish with this nice floater.
And now inside again to Pativ, and Dior Fisher commits the foul.
Good pass by Vorontsevich. He's on top. And finding his Pativ underneath the basket, good position. He's able to draw a foul, and now he's going to get 2 free throws.
Yeah, no doubt about that foul.
You don't want to, Dior Fisher fouled. You don't want to give up an easy look, but if you can foul before the shot, that's even better. As it is, it's 2 free throws. So far, he wasn't able to make the first.
Just 25 years of age, and a player of his size, you expect him to keep developing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's got great size.
So inbounds here to Meckel. He's working against Kostov. Positive start for Russia. That's such a disappointing EuroBasket back in 2013. Pass tries to find Dior Fisher. Ball goes out of bounds. Edelstein shaking his head. He's very positive. He's not going to be very positive about that. And now Limonade, I think, has been called for the hold. It's amazing how a couple of three-pointers can kind of settle you down immediately.
That's also, it's a wake-up call for the Israeli defenders. They got to get out and pressure the perimeter.
Vyachev leaves his feet, and pass was somewhat telegraphed, but Israel weren't able to intercept it. Now Kostov puts up a three, and right now Russia, anything they're putting up from long range goes in. That was right at the end of the shot clock. Gal Meckel. Foul out on the perimeter by Russia. Of course, they played in Koper in Slovenia a couple years ago, Russia. Just look at that foul. And just really caved in. Well, it's a tough game to Finland, who, by the way, they'll play in this group as well. Again, that'll be a humdinger. Caspi down low to Eliyahu, puts up a good strong move, uses the glass.
Look at that footwork, Jeff. You see the replay, very good move, set up a nice look, he's able to use the pass and finish.
Kostov passes back outside, now they get it into Vyaltsev. Gets in the lane, takes the contact. Dor Fisher. So kept his man on his back. Caspi yet to get going here for Israel. Gal Meckel again. He goes up. It's 2 field goals now for Gal Meckel.
That's a tough shot, Jeff. He was able to absorb the contact and finish. We know him as a passer, but so far we've seen him score a couple key baskets.
Pativ gets in, goes up strong, but doesn't come close to making the shot. Now, Eliyahu. That could get a change. Oh, inside, and Lemonade kind of runs the baseline and makes the layup.
Great look by Eliyahu. Has the ball on the post.
Well, Russia have had that great start, but they're only up by 2, and then Vyaltsev just kind of watches as the ball slips out of his hands. Now quickly to Caspi in transition, gets inside, puts it up, and despite the run down the floor, I think it was Varsevich, he held his composure and knocks it at 10.
Oh, he's good at the open floor, Jeff.
Timeout. Well, Zubkov comes into the game for Ruslan Pativ. Pativ, by the way, played on that Khimki team that won the Euro Cup this past season, qualified for the EuroLeague. Kostov brings it across midcourt. Fritzen has checked in, and he doesn't waste any time.
Already we see the 4th three-pointer from Russia. We're not even 6 minutes into this game.
Well, Fritzen, if he can get hot, the way he shot it, for example, in the summer of 2012 when he helped Russia get to the Olympics and then shot it well as they got to the podium. Here's Lemonade, drives in and scores with the left hand. Now Sergei Manya for 3. And Kostov chases it down. Manya gives it back to Varsevich. Kostov brings it up top. 7 on the shot clock. Beautiful behind the back pass. And Zubkov couldn't finish. And Russia knocked it away. Now out on the break, Lemonade fouls Fritzen. Here's another look. Just a tactical foul. More substitutions, Pronkrashov and Kurbanov. And Manya comes out, as well as Kostov. Yogev Ohayon coming in. You see that replay there. There's Ohayon. So effectively 2 point guards on the floor right now for Israel. And it goes Zubkov. And misses another one, but gets it back, then has it taken away. Now both teams are all tied up, and it goes over to Israel.
Good hands by Ohayon. Got in there, dug out the ball. It'll come up, it's going to be a jump ball. You like to see your guards go in there and dig down low. Prevents an easy basket here.
You know, this is a Russia team that might have expected Timothy Mozgov, for example, to play the NBA Finals, to play this summer. They couldn't have him. They couldn't have Sasha Kaum. You know, he moved on.
Alexei Shved is not here either.
Yeah, so it's a team that's kind of searching really for its chemistry, its identity, and foul before the shot. Eliahu, now 29 years of age. Another look. So he gets the foul called on Kurbanov. The substitute comes in and commits the early foul.
If you're guarding Eliahu, you do not want him to receive the ball. He's very crafty. Once he gets the ball, he's got that patent push shot. We saw good footwork, which he did earlier.
Caspi drives right down the lane and puts it up and in.
And that's what we know Caspi can do. Slasher. He'll get to the basket. Likes to put the ball on the floor, especially to his right.
Konkrashev tries to feed Antonov. Gal Meckel is now going to come out. And Yevzori comes into the game. Dagan Yevzori, 29-year-old shooting guard. Now Seaman Antonov and others, those Russians that can make the three, but he misses. And now hooking called on Bjorn Fischer, trying to box out. He doesn't want to come out, but let's watch.
It's already 2 fouls in this first quarter. Plenty of time left in this game. He can go out, get a blow. You do not want to get that third foul early.
Well, that means the veteran comes into the game, Yaniv Green. So, again, closing in on history. Yaniv Green. Zubkov makes the first. And the second is good. Now Ohayon brings it back for Israel, who now trail by 1. Green has played in 184 games, international games in his long career. Just needs 4 more appearances, so he's made the first of those 4. There's Yevzori and puts up an air ball. Quickly. Rushing to the other end, and Fredson catches and scores. And a little push shot from Eliahu.
That's his pattern. And look, Jeff, we see it right there. You do not want the ball in his hands. He can do some damage once he gets the ball, especially if he's near the basket.
And the ball goes off of Zubkov's hands and out of bounds. Zubkov seems to have suspect hands.
He's got good athleticism. He's got, for his size, he moves very well, but he's able to control that ball.
Only 24 years of age, one of the younger players in this national team setup. Yogev Ohayon gets inside and again scores, driving to the basket, banks it in.
He turned the corner, went straight to the basket, used his offhand to protect him.
Konkrashev gets it to Zubkov and he explodes to the basket, puts it in himself. That's more like it. Caspi. And Caspi just kind of lost control of it. It was just dribbling towards the lane. Final minute here of the first quarter. And Yaniv Green reaches in and commits the foul.
He's going to get 2 free throws. Smart play. Yeah, the mismatch outside was able to drive, force the contact.
So here we see Dawson that we talked about in the build-up. Sean Dawson comes in, number 6 for Israel. He's at the line as Fritzen shoots the first free throw. Second is good. Boy, he is crucial to this team. Now Ohayan. Final 30 seconds here of the opening quarter. Oh, they hand it off to Dawson. It just kind of floats in. It's a short one. Final 10 seconds. Russia looking to extend their lead. And it's going to be Fritzen from the left baseline. And a rebound. And up it goes another one. And Zubkov misses badly. So Israel came back to take the lead, but then Russia kind of stabilized things there and have gone back in front 21-18 after one.
But in this group particularly, we see some evenly matched. That first game was really something else. And it looks like we have the same thing going this game.
Oh, Antonov catches it down low, passes back outside to Pankrashov. Now Kurbanov gets inside, kind of hangs in the air, and Antonov crashes the boards, gets it back. Now Pankrashov, the veteran, he misses. And Caspi gets it before it goes out of bounds. Dawson goes up and misses another one, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Russia will take off from the baseline.
So it goes back out of bounds over to Russia. I think Dawson was lucky to get away with not having a foul called him there. Fritzen, well, had nowhere to throw it when he left his feet. 3-on-2 fast break led by Caspi, and he puts it up. Boy, how impressive has he been on the fast break?
Yeah, he wants to get to the basket. He has a nose for the basket. But I like that pass here by Ohayan. Gave it, he got it, he gave it right back. Perfect pass, good execution on the break.
So the big NBA star for this Israeli team at the line and makes the first. And Caspi, the captain, 2.04 meters in height and just 27 years of age. So he will be in this setup for a long time. Coming off the bench there was Elishay Kadir with the rebound. Now Ohayan for three, off the rim and into the hands of Pankrashov. Now Pankrashov then has the turnover over to Yevzori, and then it goes to Caspi, who hands it back to Kadir. And I think Caspi's thinking to himself, I should have just taken it myself.
That's right, maybe a little too unselfish here. But give his teammate a better look. A good hustle also by Pankrashov to come in there and break up that play.
Well, Caspi is really beautiful in transition. And nice shot that time from Israel's number 5, Yevzori. So Yevzori bringing a spark from the bench. Israel have tied it up. Yep, now Russia down on the ground, tie it up. Dawson.
Substitution for Russia. Returning number 20, Andrei Vorotsevich, and number 5, Ruslan Patel, replacing number 11.
You see both players scrapping away for the ball. Here's Patif, and Zubkov goes out, as well as Semen Antonov. Vorotsevich also back into the game for Russia. Dawson looks down low. Bounce pass to Yevzuri. Now back come the Russians. Tempo of the game slowing down just a little bit here. Now Ohayon reaches in and fouls Fritzen.
Personal foul for Israel as well. Yugen Oyakhon.
Well, we see Ohayon get some contact on the arms there, but if you're guarding Fritzen, you want to get up on top. You cannot give him any space. He's such a good shooter. And he's got deep range, well beyond the arc.
Kostov whips the ball out to Fritzen. And he'll take that shot every time if he's open. He missed it. Ohayon. Yevzuri takes the contact, puts it up and in.
Oh, great effort by Yevzuri there. We saw him close out hard on Fritzen and also run the break. He was rewarded there. Get a nice pass and was able to finish a tough shot.
Now Kurbanov tries to post up Dawson. Passes back out. Kostov in the corner. Back to Kurbanov. 3 on the shot clock. Kurbanov fouled by Dawson right at the end of the shot clock.
Personal foul scored on Israel by 6, Sean Dawson. Also, first personal foul, substitution from Russia, filling in number 9, Igor Yatsev, replacing number 7, Vitaly Fritzen.
First one is good. And Kurbanov makes the second. Now Kadir. Outside to Dawson. Bounce pass back to Kadir. They move it around on the perimeter. Caspi over to Kadir with a pump fake, and then puts up a rush shot there. Now Vyatsev for 3. No, that was a 2.
Great execution there. Ball inside, made the extra pass out. Got an open look. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to get the three-pointer.
Now the push called on Russia.
The foul is on number 5, Ruslan Patel. It was the second.
Kadir makes the first.
Number 2, Elishay Kenny.
This is the second, so Russia's still on top by 1. An offensive foul called against Russia.
Moving screen.
Offensive foul, scored on Ruslan Patel. Substitution for both teams. Filling in for Team Russia number 12, Sergei Vonia replacing Nikita Kurbanov for Team Israel. Number 7, Gary Meka.
Dawson passes over to Kadir. Neither team able to really get a grip on this game. Well, I think expectations were low for Israel coming into this on the outside, but I'm not sure they shared that sentiment inside.
Well, they've struggled in the preparation games, but they've got a lot of talent. I expect them to be near the top when they're finished here.
Ohayon. Oh. And he misses badly. Oh, Ohayon read the pass, couldn't quite get it. Now Vyaltsev inside to Antonov. And back Vorontsevich. Vyaltsev hits another jumper, this time a three-pointer.
Jeff, what great ball movement. The ball's not sticking in anybody's hands. They're moving as an open shooter.
Well, that takes it up to 28-24 in favor of Russia. Well, from that standpoint, I guess they could have asked for a better start offensively. The only thing is they just don't seem to be able to pull away. Their biggest lead in the game was 8, but that was early. Israel reeled them back in. See if they can build some momentum here. Oh, tough pass to Meckel. He was able to control it. And Meckel's pass to Kadir. Sergei Monya knocked it out of bounds.
9 seconds remaining on the 24 shot clock.
9 seconds on the shot clock.
A substitution for Israel. Returning number 50, Dolph Fischer.
Fischer gets back into the game now. He's got 2 fouls. You definitely don't want to pick up your third.
Yep, and then to Sean Dawson, and Dawson was fouled as he went up. Foul on Sergei Monya. Well, Monya after that looked around like, I can't believe they called that foul, but it looked like he got him pretty good.
There, we saw contact after. I think it was clean on top. He got contact down low. Monya's been active on defense. We've seen him rotate. He's been helping. He's great attitude on defense.
Well, son of Israeli League legend Joe Dawson. Sean Dawson, born in Israel, plays for Israel now.
His mother also was an excellent basketball player, dominated as she played.
So he's got basketball in his blood. Kostov from the arc. And Russia keeping it for another chance. Team moving along pretty quickly here. Already 4 minutes remaining here in the quarter. Vyaltsev now inside. And Vorontsevich gets it down. He knocks it down right at the shot clock buzzer. Now Ohayon for 3. And the well is dry right now from three-point range for Israel. Up ahead to Vorontsevich. Now Monya puts up a 3. Gosh, he missed everything. And Meckel fouled as he brings it up the floor.
Russia, 7, Antonov. A substitution for Israel.
Great execution. You see the pass. Ball's underneath the rim. You see the pass from outside. Vorontsevich has plenty of time and space to get that shot off.
The line for 2 shots. Gal Meckel.
Meckel makes the first. Well, I tell you what, if Pachutin is able to to get this team into that next round. I think that'll be a success for Russia, considering all the turbulence they've had. You know, there was the possibility when their federation was suspended that they could miss the EuroBasket. Players not here. They've had a positive start. Now Antonov adds to the positive start with the three-pointer. 7 points now, the advantage for Russia. And pass intercepted. Yaltsev. And you just never know, do you, how a team is going to show up at the EuroBasket. Expectations may be low. And Antonov travels, turns it back over.
Well, Jeff, the one thing they're doing really well that's impressed me so far, they're moving the ball in offense. They're moving the ball, they're finding the open man, playing unselfishly.
Replacing Sean Dawson.
Dawson comes out. So Yivzuri in the game with Eliyahu, Gal Meckel, Caspi, and that man right there, Dior Fisher. He doesn't want to pick up his foul. Eliyahu now finds some space out to Caspi. Caspi gets it down, puts up a tough shot. Fisher rebounds it, or hits it out into the hands of Yaltsev. Now Monya over to Varnsevich. Open three. Good!
Look at that ball movement. The ball's not sticking in anybody's hands. Quick passes, finding the open man.
Kostov, 6 points. Look at that. He's got 2 threes to fall today, but it's been quite a few players to hit threes for Russia. Now, Dior Fisher gets it to Eliyahu. Over to Gal Meckel. That was short. Meckel hustles back to play D. And you wonder really the way the first game went with Poland turning it up a notch at the end of the first half against Bosnia and Herzegovina. That gave them a platform to go ahead and win the game, and you wonder if the same thing is happening right now with Russia. Here they are at the end of the first half, just building a lead. And the third foul has been called on Dior Fisher.
What a smart play by Kostov. Has the advantage there. I'm sure he knows that Fisher has 2 fouls. That's a mismatch. Drew the contact.
Russia have had 6 different players hit three-pointers.
Goes to Russia.
And right now they are in the ascendancy. Yaltsev puts up a 3. And also on the threes that they've missed, they've thrown up a few air balls, haven't they?
We've seen a couple of air balls. We've seen a couple of bad misses. Doesn't matter. Their confidence is not lost. They continue to look for those shots.
Caspi for 3. It's not falling for the team in white. Coming up on the 1 minute mark here. So far, not so good for Israel. And Yivzuri reaching around to commit the foul. He does in the end. So,
and this personal foul was called.
Monya's got that size advantage down low.
Israel again.
Interesting, we don't see any help come from Israel.
His first team foul.
Yivzuri's there, single coverage.
so that's his 4th team foul. That was a wise foul. Eliyahu fakes the handoff, goes straight in, puts it up, and was short. Pressure out in the perimeter from Israel. Zubkov gets it inside, and Gal Meckel commits the foul, so Zubkov will take free throws.
For Team Israel, the foul was called on number 7, Gal Meckel. His first, and Andrei Zubkov will shoot 2.
Zubkov at the line. Of course, Russia, you know, they were once coached by David Blatt, an Israeli, the former Maccabi Tel Aviv coach. And long ago, before he shot to fame with Russia's national team, he was in line to become Israel's coach.
He coached their team to victory in Madrid.
Maccabi?
No, the Russian national.
Oh, sorry, Russia. Sorry, 2007. Yes. But he was going to coach Israel, but he didn't have an Israeli coaching certificate, so he had to pull back. And then he's gone on to become one of the most famous coaches in the world. Kadir. Final seconds, ticking off the clock. Gal Meckel. Oh, nice little move at the end to free himself. So at least something positive for Israel at the very end. Maybe that's something they can build on.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. Good defense. Wasn't paying for space here. Able to cut the deficit to 10 points going to the locker room right now at halftime.
Well, Israel have a lot of work to do, though. They trailed 39-29 against Russia here on the opening day of the EuroBasket. Get that last shot there from Gal Meckel. And the teams go to the changing rooms. They ended up losing to Poland. Well, welcome back to Montpellier, folks. Second half action underway here. Russia, Israel. Russia on top. Saw Poland win the first game against Bosnia and Herzegovina. France and Finland will play in the nightcap, in the final game of the day. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Sergei Monya, Galtsev has to drive inside and put up a crazy shot. Vorontsevich was there for the offensive rebound, and that was a problem in the first half as well. It wasn't just the Russia shooting, it was some of the second and third opportunities.
Well, you see a multiple effort going after that ball by Vorontsevich. Watch him hit the ball. He was able to control it, and then he gathered himself and picked up the foul. It's going to be a 2-shot foul, so he's going to get 2 free throws. So Gal Meckel tried to get in there and prevent an easy shot. Put back.
Now, Vorontsevich would have played about 20 minutes a game, I remember, in the EuroLeague this past season. It seemed like every time I watched him, that's what he was playing. Would you reckon that he would need to play a little bit more in this Russia team?
Well, he's one of the guys, one of the more experienced players they have, and he's a capable player on both ends of the floor. So you definitely want to have him on the floor at least 20 minutes.
And more if he can hack it.
He's got a tough assignment. He's guarding Caspi. He's been able to more or less shut him down.
Here's Caspi, goes to his right, puts up a shot off the glass. Trying to get some contact for the foul. Looks over at the referee. And the pass looked like it could have been intercepted there, but lines up with Kostov. And Veltsev, that was a 3 seconds on Vorontsevich. It looked like Veltsev also kind of lowered his shoulder a little bit to clear out.
He went straight. I think his defender was moving on the play. It could have gone either way. He liked his aggressiveness attacking the basket.
Now here's Lemonade. Bounce pass to Caspi. Whoa, what a play from Omer Caspi, but he couldn't quite get to go down.
That's what you like to see. Slashing, cutting to the basket. Great pass by Lemonade.
Oh, that was a great pass.
Nice bounce pass between defenders. Caspi was not able to finish, but he got contact, so he's going to the line.
I mean, to be fair, that shot looked a lot tougher on the replay than it did in live action. Both free throws good by the captain. Captain Caspi. Kostov goes baseline. and gets it back to Vyachev, and they read it. Eliyahu, Lemonade, over to Caspi again, and he was fouled by Antonov.
Well, that's what's going to take from Israel. We see a little bit more intensity on the defensive end. If they can get out and run, that's what they want to do. You've got players like Caspi that get out on that break. But it's got to start with the defense.
And it looked like they had they were trying to get the foul, and they couldn't quite get it. Eliyahu was able to make the outlet pass. So Caspi already making it to the line now on 2 occasions. So this indeed is a good play. A good sign, rather, for Israel. Once in the half-court set and once in transition. Now gets it back to an 8-point game. Antonov feeds down low, ball goes out of bounds. It goes off of Israel with 7 seconds on the shot clock.
See a little bit more intensity, and that's what it's going to take for Israel. They're fighting a little bit more on defense, making it a little bit more difficult for Russia.
That was a close call, I have to say. Monya falling away, and look at Antonov battle for the rebound. Kostov feeling like it should have been Russia's ball. Watch this. Definitely went off Kostov. What is he, or maybe he was talking about a foul? I don't know. An offensive foul called against Israel.
See Kadir. Kadir set that illegal screen. If you're Israel, you have to take care of the ball. You do not want the turnovers, especially away from the ball like that.
Well, they're trapped now. Kostov, and he turns it over. Eliyahu comes up with it. And Kostov will probably come out, with Pankrashov getting up off the bench. Now Eliyahu gets inside, draws the contact. Ball rims out.
Tough break.
They've had a couple of balls rim out here. Kostov for 3. And again, another opportunity for Russia. Now the quick pass was read by Cal Meckel. Ends up in the hands of Lemonade. Now Caspi just lost it as he got into the lane. That creates a 4-on-2 break for Russia, but then they pull it back out. Zubkov into Antonov, and he gets fouled, making the shot.
Well, we see Russia in the second half. They're trying to get the ball down low. They've got height advantages against most defenders. And here we see Israel's forced a foul. Russia gets the basket and a foul.
Vyachev and Kostov out. Fritzen comes in with Pankrashov for Russia. Boy, it was a key turnover from Caspi as they were trailing by, what was it, 8?
8. They have the momentum on their side.
Now Lemonade out to Meckel. Meckel looks into the corner to Kadir. That's good. The 2. Now inside he goes, and Zubkov misses the short one. Now again, Israel, bounce pass, and it goes to Eliyahu, and 2 free throws coming for Lior Eliyahu, who made the pump fake.
Great pass by Kaspi. Israel looks so much better in transition, look much more comfortable playing. And that guy is comfortable once he gets the ball inside. Nice pump fake, drew the defender up in the air.
Well, it's Eliyahu goes to the line. Israel getting some opportunities at the free throw line now. They're 9 of 12. Russia are 12 of 13, so both teams shooting it well from the stripe. Gets it back to a 7-point game now.
We see Israel extending their defensive pressure, token pressure in the backcourt. They're switching on a lot of screens.
Four on the shot clock now. Fritzen gets in the lane, puts it up short, and Kaspi with the rebound. Bounce pass to Eliyahu, Lemonade, and Meckel ends up with a jump shot.
Good defensive transition by Russia to get back in there. It looked like Israel definitely was going to get a good look at the basket.
Antonov tries to back up Meckel. Vornsevich for three. And the ball goes out of bounds off Russia, off Kurbanov. So Russia has yet to make a three-pointer here in the second half. And remember, that's what allowed them to build this big lead. So now you feel like this is a chance for Israel. They've got to take advantage. And another turnover created by the pressure by Vornsevich.
Vornsevich is way out there denying the pass to the lead on the wing. Eliyahu was not able to control that ball, went off his foot.
Kurbanov finds Antonov. Ponkrashaw for three. Now Kadir inside to Eliyahu. Bounce pass to Kadir. What basketball from Israel?
There you go. If you're an Israeli fan, you're going to like what you see now. Teams getting out and running. Defensive intensity is definitely much better in the first half.
Well, that gives it back to 44-39. And it looked like somebody had called a timeout. Indeed, they have. So Russia have called a timeout. But what a play. In every aspect, from the passing to Kadir going down the lane. Israel are alive and kicking. EuroBasket 2015. This is where it's all about. All of the continental championships have been playing. They've either been played or they're being played right now. Australia beating New Zealand in the FIBA Oceania Championship to qualify for the Olympics. Nigeria beating Angola in the final to qualify from Africa for the championship. Of course, the USA and Brazil already with their places at the Olympics. Kadir misses. The two teams that reach the final of this event will qualify. And then the teams that finish 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th will go to the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournaments. So coming out of the timeout, Israel missed a chance to cut it back to a 4-point game. Zubkov gets it inside, hands it back off to Vornsevich. Again, another offensive rebound. They keep it alive. Don't know why the shot clock sounded because the ball hit the rim. And then Gal Meckel, another turnover by Israel.
Some costly turnovers by the Israeli squad. Especially on that play, you have an advantage in fast break. Gal Meckel was not sure what he wanted to do with the ball. He's frustrated with himself.
See the turnovers there to Israel with 9, Russia with 11. And ball goes out of bounds. A foul called on Eliyahu.
Yeah, he used this.
The foul was
You see him watch his offhand. There's a forearm there. Too much contact.
The second, team 4.
Long one. And Vorncevic, another offensive rebound.
Vorncevic is doing a great job on the board. So active, keeping balls alive.
Fritzen drives in and denied again. Here comes Israel. Eliyahu gets it over to Meckel. Russia got back on defense. Inside, and Kadir drives in and misses the shot. Now Ponkrashov brings it back. Turbanov, he misses. Russia have cooled off here in the second half. Yeltsev and Sergei Monya are going to come back into the game at the next dead ball for Russia. And Fritzen reaches over and fouls Meckel.
Maybe 2 shots here. Russia's already in the bonus.
The foul is called on number 7 from Russia, Vitaly Fritzen. Substitution for both teams. For Team Russia returning
Dawson's
number 9.
going to come in for Eliyahu with 2:50 remaining in the third.
Sergei Monya replacing number 7 Vitaly Fritzen and number 41 Nikita Kurbanov.
And Meckel makes
the
first.
Is on the line.
So 12 of 16 now at the line for Israel. And it's a 4-point lead. Now it's just 3 points to lead for Russia.
Michael substitution for Team Israel enter the game. The second table, number 6.
Pativ is coming into the game.
Sean Dawson
for Russia.
Number 8,
And Zubkov comes out.
And for Team
Takes a seat, gets a towel.
Number 5, the Russian
He'll bring him a drink.
replacing number 7, Vitaly.
Well, it's a 3-point game, Johnny, and it's really there for the taking for Israel. You feel like they've got the momentum now. And Ruslan Pativ picks up the foul down low.
The key has been their defense, Jeff. They're going to have to continue with that intensity and be a little bit more efficient on the offensive end.
Well, that was a blatant push by Caspi.
Yeah, the mismatch. You didn't want to give up an easy basket.
Will shoot 2.
Well, Pativ,
1 point.
he started in this game. Now he makes it, takes it back up to 4. Misses the second. Caspi gets it to Meckel. So back to a 4-point game. See if Sean Dawson can provide any theatrics. He was relatively quiet in the first half. Now, into the corner, and Lemonade hits a 3-pointer, finally! 1 drops for Israel.
That's a big shot, plus big to 1.
Well, it took them all of 28 minutes, but they finally got one to go down. But Monya drives to the basket on the other end.
There's some experience from the veteran Monya. Russia's been struggling to score, so what does he do? He attacks the basket, he gets a good look. If you're Israel, there's no help defense coming to shut down there. Sean Dawson was left all alone. Wasn't able to contain the penetration, but he didn't get any help from his teammates either.
Meckel gets it out to Lemonade. He's just hit 1, but he was short. And Kadir was, I think, fouled.
I think it's going to be on Pativ. It's going to be his 4th foul.
The 25-year-old Pativ.
It was the 4th personal foul on Ruslan Padev.
Free throw is good. So 4 fouls for Pativ. I don't even know if Russia realized it because they're leaving him out there. Maybe they feel like they need to have him.
He just got in the game. I hope they can get through this quarter, I'm sure. Only a minute and a half left to play.
Ponkrashov, Russia clinging to a 1-point lead. And Dawson pushes off. as Monya goes past.
Number 6, Sean Dawson.
They don't want to see the hands on the body playing defense.
You cannot use your hands. You have to move your feet, stay in front. As soon as you see a hand, it's an automatic foul.
Two free throws good from Sergei Monya. Back to a three-point game now. Meckel. And Meckel a little bit trying to do a little too much there, perhaps. Ball goes out of bounds.
Substitution. Ball team Israel. Number 12,
Well, he felt there was some contact from behind, but I'll tell you what, that was a tough shot regardless. Tried to get it done with his offhand.
So Ohayan's come back into the game for Israel, and now the ball passed out of bounds by Russia. Saw Poland win earlier today in a real thriller against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now we've got a close game between Russia and Israel. Caspi for three. Good! Tie game!
Jeff, I got to be honest, I was surprised he took that shot there. It was off the dribble, but he knocked it down. He was confident shooting it.
So Russia having led big, and now the turnover by Russia, the charge for the offensive foul. And, you know, we thought maybe he can see out the rest of the half. It turns out he can't. He has to take a seat for the rest of the game. I think it's safe.
That's not only a foul, but it's a turnover on the offensive end.
So a good play by Caspi, and the big center for Russia is Patived off. He goes over to the bench. Russell Pativ.
And we see Caspi is fired up.
So the final possession here, most likely, of the third quarter. Israel with a chance to take the lead. Down Meckel, hands it off to Caspi. 5 seconds. Caspi gets in the lane and draws the foul. And he looks over at the Russia bench and then struts his way to the line. Vyaltsev picks up the foul, you can see.
He's definitely feeling it here. He wants the ball. He wants to be the finisher in these situations.
On the line for 2 shots. Number 9, Omri Caspi.
And Caspi gives Israel the lead. They did lead earlier in the game, but only by 2. And now the second is no good. Russia with a little bit of time. Will they get it off in time?
Beautiful.
Oh, what a play by Russia, but Vyaltsev missed the shot, but full marks. Got a good shot, didn't they?
Beautiful pass by Monya.
50-49, Israel lead Russia, 10 minutes remaining.
Off the break.
Well, Ohayon didn't play that many minutes in the third quarter, but he's in there now. Obviously, Russia have lost Pativ to 5 fouls. Here is Caspi. Caspi hits another 3 in almost the exact same way.
Off the dribble, he was looking down at the floor, and he didn't hesitate. Once he had a little bit of space, he just went up and knocked it down.
He's got 16 points. Vorncevic whips it over to Ponkrashov. Ponkrashov for three. And Sergei Monya comes over the back.
The first goal, number 12 from Russia, Sergei Vonya. Substitution for Russia.
Caspi doing on both ends of the floor. Here we see a good box out.
Now what he did was pushed. That's where he fouled him.
Number 41.
This was Caspi with his three. So Israel with their biggest lead of the game, 4 points, looking to extend it. Gal Meckel hits it to Caspi, who again gets fouled as he drives down the lane. He's just taking over for Israel, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's full of confidence right now. He's taking control. We see him earlier. He was trying to pump up the rest of his teammates. Very intense.
Fritzen's going to come back in for Kurbanov.
No, Caspi's at his best when he can slash to the basket, get to the basket and over the court, but he's also showed the ability to hit those 2 3-pointers. That's been a big plus for Israel, giving them the lead.
It's interesting that when you have a player like Caspi, he's the captain, but he's also the star, isn't he? And you really need him to step up.
He's got all the responsibility on his back in this team right now, but he's coming through. You see him as a leader, definitely the leader on this team.
So we're early in the 4th quarter. Israel now up by 6. Galtsev over to Kovstov and to Antonov. Now a foul before the shot, and Russia, who we're sitting right behind their bench, we're appealing for an unsportsmanlike foul. Watch this. He's not making too much of an attempt at the ball, is he?
No, he definitely wanted the foul on the ground, like he's pointing to the ground. He did not want that to be a free throw, any free throw situation for Russia.
Kostov gets it in to Vorncevic. Antonov travels. Gal Meckel, full marks to him. He got good, lower center of gravity, and
that's your point guard, Jeff. He's very strong, got a low base, staying in front, keeping his chest in front.
Boy, things have changed dramatically in this game in the second half. And it goes to Caspi, and he scores with the alley-oop. Great play all the way around for Israel. They have come out a different team since the break. And Russia really needs somebody to step up now. Maybe it's going to be Fritzen. Vorncevic. Ball falls over to Gal Meckel, quickly to Eliyahu. His pass to Ohayon, who decides to bring it back out. Now into Eliyahu. And Eliyahu called for the travel.
Yeah, he drug his pivot foot there. There might have been some contact to push him off, but it's going to be a turnover for Israel. But now his shots are dropping, and he's been able to pick up fouls, score. He's done a great job, tremendous job on defense also.
Well, we identified Caspi as a key player for Israel, and we also identified Fritzen of Russia, so maybe he's going to step up for his national team. But Ohayon reaches over. Now another fast break for Israel. Eliyahu puts it up and in. And he wanted the foul, but right now Israel are pulling away. It is night and day from the first half.
And a 9-0 run to start this 4th quarter.
Kostov goes behind his back, and Kadir fouls him. Kadir tripped over, or excuse me, Kostov tripped over Kadir. Oh yeah, he definitely stuck his leg out.
Second personal foul call on number 11, Elisha Kadir.
So Antonov comes out of the game.
Back in the game,
Sergei Monya, 2 on the shot clock. He has to take a tough one. He's not even going to take it. Ohayon gets the steal and the fast break, puts it up, and the follow, and a foul called against Russia. So the hustle from Caspi.
That's right, Jeff. Just pure hustle. He wanted the ball. We saw him take off. He didn't watch his teammate go in for what he thought might have been a layup. He continued battling for the ball. He's going to be rewarded with 2 free throws.
His third substitution.
Caspi's been on a mission.
He really has. He has been absolutely on fire here. And Fritzen has to take a seat. Hasn't been a good game for him. He's been kind of unremarkable.
At the free throw line, Caspi.
Misses both. It was uncharacteristic. See if that kind of signals a change in fortunes here for Russia. Kurbanov back outside, and Israel trying to keep the pressure on. And foul called. Ohayon. So that's number 5. So that means free throws for Russia.
Personal foul called on the game.
Oh, excuse me, that was only the third team foul. Third foul on Ohayon as well. So that was a good foul by Ohayon. Now here's Meckel trying to keep Kurbanov out, and Kurbanov calls the foul.
Kurbanov's definitely initiating the contact. Gal Meckel's trying to hold his ground.
So one more and Russia will go to the line. Maybe that's their best form of attack right now, is to try to draw fouls.
They're trying to get the ball inside to open up some of the three-point shooting.
This time Gal Meckel just kind of defended him the other way. 4 on the shot clock. Monya. And ball hits out to Kovstov. Reset the shot clock to 14. Savage just turns and puts it up, and finally, and also a foul down low against Israel. Huge sequence of events here. Absolutely, it was on Caspi.
The foul was after the shoot.
So now Zubkov. So Caspi misses 2 free throws. Russia go to the other end, draw a few fouls, and suddenly they're looking at a 4-point swing. In fact, looking at a 6-point swing when you consider Caspi's missed free throws. That's where basketball things could just change, just like that. All the momentum with Israel. Suddenly a 4-point trip down the floor for Russia. See if that triggers a comeback. Now Meckel catches it. He's on the low block and gets swatted from Kurbanov. Savage into the corner. Monya falling out of bounds, was able to get to Zubkov. 7 on the shot clock now. Bounce pass into Zubkov, puts it up and in. And timeout has been called by Israel, who suddenly looked vulnerable. And Caspi now, he carried Israel for about the better part of 12, 13 minutes. See if he can get it back.
Caspi's been on the floor an awful lot. I don't think he's come out the second half.
Yahoo, little push shot from the baseline.
There's that patented push shot by Eliapo. They really needed that basket.
Kovstov gets it to Sergei Monya. Zubkov. Monya for 3. And Russia continue to crash the boards, but this time they're not rewarded. Vorncevic thought this ball went off of. I think the refs got that right. So it goes back over to Israel now with a 6-point lead and possession. Eliyahu trying to post up Kurbanov. Oh, he lowered. Oh, they called a flop on Kurbanov. Incredible. I thought they were going to call a charge.
Well, they've already been warned, so this is a technical foul.
Technical foul called on
Watch this.
Team Russia's number 41, Nikita Kurbanov. His fifth.
He had good position.
Number 11, Semen.
Good defense, but Ref felt he flopped. He could have held his ground.
Withdraw attempt for
Maybe he could have stayed on his feet. That's the lesson. He definitely took the contact. Meanwhile, Caspi misses his 3rd consecutive free throw. So Kurbanov has to go over and eschew, has to go over and consider the consequences. So Kurbanov has joined Pativ with 5 fouls on the bench. Now, Eliyahu puts it up off the glass.
Tough shot. Very crafty with the ball underneath the basket.
Well, it's Caspi, and now it's Eliyahu's turn. Antonov for 3. And now the clock starts becoming the enemy here for Russia. Eliyahu. Another one. It's one of the strangest shots I've ever seen in my life. But it's effective. Hey, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Wow, he's got such a great touch on those floaters. A little push shot. Seen it time and time again.
They are, a really good shot. 10-point lead.
How do you think they felt at halftime?
Well, they probably felt, see, told you so. And now where are they? Stand up, people. Vorncevic for 3. Count it! Well, he's already on a double-double with points and rebounds. Look at that. Now he's got 13 points. And now the pressure not handled well by Gal Meckel. And suddenly Russia with a chance. And Kostov, and they have called a
technical foul for
flopping on Ohayon. So what comes around goes around, right?
Russia being consistent.
His 4th one shot for Vitaly Fritzel.
Yeah, exactly. Being consistent. That's all the players want, although I'm sure Ohayon would have preferred that he had not been consistent on that occasion. But that said, both teams failed to take advantage. They missed the free throws.
Exactly. Both of the technical fouls were missed by each team.
Gets it back. Now with 8 on the shot clock. Vorncevic puts up a jumper under pressure, and he hits it.
That's a tough shot.
Shot it over Caspi.
That's right. Went to his left. Didn't have much space. Still able to get that shot off.
Well, he's carrying Russia right now. That's a couple of big plays from Vorncevic. Eliyahu gets inside, puts it up and in.
He came very close to losing his balance and traveling, but he's able to gather himself and make a quick spin, get the ball off the glass, go to his right.
16 points now for Eliyahu. And Fritzen drives down the lane. And Russia feeling the sense of urgency. Get it back to 5. Israel's got to solve the pressure, and they do this time. But if you're Israel, you don't want to get too conservative with the ball. You want to play your game. Because otherwise, you might end up taking a bad shot. Now Caspi. Gets inside, puts it up, tries to get the foul. Now quickly, Kostov rushes down the floor, puts it up and in, and Russia have come storming back.
Well, again, their defense, they get out and run and able to close the deficit. Only 3 points for Russia to overcome.
And now Meckel. And now Lemonade. And Caspi got into good rebounding position.
That was great defense by the Russian team. Able to force a difficult shot, but they weren't able to box out underneath to prevent that rebound. But give Caspi credit. We see him there, moving out of his area to go after that ball. Able to draw a foul. He's going to get 2 free throws.
Substitution for Israel. Returning number 10, Ravi Limonad, replacing number 12, Yogin Olyakov.
Oh, Caspi misses the first. He's just had his, if there's one area of his game where he has struggled, all of a sudden it's been the free throw line.
Some fatigue might be setting in at this point also. He's been on the court a long time and just given a tremendous effort tonight. He's already played 36 minutes.
Now Kostov puts up a three! 68-67 Israel. Wow. Oh, they find the backdoor cut, wide open. Lemonade just kind of snuck it behind the defense.
Great execution. Nice pass from Caspi to spot his teammate.
Wasn't even really a backdoor cut, he just kind of drifted in there. Now Russia into Zubkov. And Zubkov was fouled beforehand. I thought they might call a travel.
Lemonade was using his hands. We're going to see on the replay here. Got his hands on the back, and then also we'll see it again here.
Now, I think Russia were hoping that an unsportsmanlike foul would be called. Boy, these are clutch free throws being made by Zubkov, the first one. Meckel into Caspi. Meckel down the baseline. Puts up a jumper. Go! Boy, he picked a big time to hit a jump shot, didn't he?
That was a tough shot. He had a hand in his face.
And Israel get the steal. Russia. Poor composure by the Russians on the inbounds play right here at the end. Incredible. Well, they fell asleep. Watch this. And Voracevich and Eliyahu just reached up and stole the ball.
You do not want to see that happen at the end of the game. Anytime for that matter, but especially now. Credit the Israeli defense for being active. They put that pressure on, full court pressure. Eliyahu with that big wingspan was able to deflect the ball to Caspi.
Well, I think we've seen it all really in this game. I mean, Russia were right there, you know, playing great, making great plays, and then they turn it over on a ridiculous inbounds turnover. Both free throws good from Lemonade. Now, can Russia work a little bit of magic? They've only got 15 seconds to go. Israel, are they going to hold on? They find Zubkov for three. Off the rim. Out. Kostov for three. Good! With 6 seconds remaining. Well, Kostov has come to the party, hasn't he? He's made some plays.
2 big threes down the stretch.
you've got to be able to get the foul quickly, and they do. So they put Gal Meckel on the line, where he's a perfect 4 of 4.
Foul is called on number 12.
Israel clearly wanted to inball the ball to Meckel.
His fourth personal
As they
foul.
point out, 4 for 4 so far. He also just hit that tough shot.
Free throw attempt for number 7.
But how will he react now in the pressure situation? Meckel misses the first one. Strategy pays off for Russia. And if he makes this,
Russia will have plenty of time to call the timeout, advance the ball. And they've got plenty of three-point shooters.
and he does make it. So at least Meckel makes one.
No timeouts for Russia.
Yes, so now they've got no timeouts. And Kostov gets himself free. And a foul called on Kadir. And it looked like to the Russians that he avoided the contact.
Substitution.
Now Kadir is limping and he's leaving the game. Look at Pashut. He was the Pashutin brothers. That's his younger brother Zakar. He's Zakar rather. That's his assistant.
We saw Kostov look over to Pashutin, ask what do you want me to do on these free throws. Pashutin told him, make both of them.
Returning number 11, Simon.
Really? You think you're going to make both? I think he has to make the first one.
He's got to make the first one, and he signaled to him.
So you make the first. Obviously, you've got to miss the second to try to get the rebound. Boy, there was nothing but twine. He's come to play in the last 5 minutes. Kostov. Now, surely he's going to miss this. Watch Monya come sailing in from the perimeter. Limonade did not want to give up that position to Monya. Russian fans praying, keeping their...
If you're Israel, you don't want to foul in this situation either. We see Meckel already trying to prevent Monya from going in.
Well, into the lane too early, it was Russia. That was not executed well.
Substitution for Israel, returning number 5, Dagan.
Your official, the forgotten man's going to come into the game for Yivzori rather. Okay. Well, he was already in. I think they're trying to get him out.
After.
With 2 seconds left, it doesn't look good for Russia. And Limonade was fouled. 1 second ticks off the clock.
Personal foul on number 11
well,
from Russia.
It's awfully difficult now, Johnny. They had the chance with the missed free throw, but he got into the lane too early. You can't get into the lane too early.
The ball has to hit the rim before you're inside.
In the line for 2 shots, Robin Limonade.
So Limonade can effectively ice it. That one is insignificant because Russia's shot's going to be a 3 regardless. So now it's a 3-point game. Will he miss? He does. And the heave, but Monya, was he shooting that or throwing it to? That's not good enough. You got to know with only 1 second left, you've got to launch it. Well, what a game. 2 games in a row now we've watched go down to the wire, and Israel win it 76-73 over Russia.